So my name is Dave Ross. I'm here with Annie, a student um, that has the same class as me. We're going to, Annie's come in today to talk with me in my office regarding some things that have come up in her life. So Annie, what brings you in today?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really want to be here, but one of my friends just recommended me coming because I've been complaining a lot about not sleeping and having headaches, and I don't know. Just there's been a lot of change, so she said I need to come talk to you.
Okay, perfect. So today, seeing as that our first appointment, when people come in to our services here at Health West, we typically will do an ANSA assessment to kind of see what your basic needs are, where some areas you're struggling in, and areas that you're doing well in. And so the very first part of the assessment is the domain of life functioning. And how are your relationships within your family? Do you have a strong family relationship bond with anybody in your family?
I thought I did. I used to till my husband left me about 6 months ago. Pretty sure he was cheating on me with someone, and so he left. He's living with her now, and I have 3 kids, but I don't feel like I have time for them. And then when they're with their dad, I don't. I just think about what they're doing with their dad and his girlfriend. So no, not really.
Okay. Um, do you have a full-time job? Are you working full-time right now?
That's about the only thing going right in my life right now.
Okay. So this is an area of strength for you then.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have the time, given the recent change and some of the things that you've just said, do you have the time to go out and have social time with your friends, or are you pretty much staying at home, not really going out, or are you having the opportunity to go out and hang out with friends?
When I have the kids, I don't go out. I try to spend time with them, but by the time they go to bed, and I try to have a glass of wine, but typically I can't fall asleep without more than a few glasses. And when I don't have the kids, I go out, but I don't know. I don't have them on the weekends that I go out, but I get home late and just try not to spend as much money because of the divorce is going to cost a lot, but I end up going out all night. So
Okay. So I heard you mention sleep and having a couple glasses of wine. Are those, is it glasses of wine or is it a bottle of wine?
depending on the night,
Okay.
usually bottles.
Bottles of wine. Okay. Is this something that's kind of that you feel is becoming an issue, or is it something that you're able to, you have a couple glasses or a couple of bottles and you're able to function, or do you feel like it's starting to become an issue with you?
Mm, Again, I don't find it an issue. It helps me sleep. It takes my mind off of things, but I'm functioning less than I should be at work, and I'm worried my boss is going to notice. My coworkers are starting to notice. So I
Okay.
guess maybe some people think it's an issue, but I don't think it is.
Okay. How many hours of sleep do you think you're getting at night?
Mm, Maybe 5 if I don't wake up
Hours.
in the middle of the night.
Okay. Are you waking up tired in the morning?
Yeah, usually I have bags in my eyes, but it's just because I'm stressing out about what my kids are doing with their dad's new girlfriend and where they're at and what he's doing, what he's saying about me. And then, of course, that gets into my in laws and what they're, or my ex in laws and what they're thinking about everything. And I just, so yeah, but it's just stress from worrying about what my kids are doing and their dad's new girlfriend. She's
Okay.
10 years younger than him.
So I know that, we start asking a lot of questions here and sometimes we kind of get off on topic, and I kind of want to pull it back, and I promise we'll get to those things. And I kind of want to move on. So we have, a lack of sleep or struggling to get some sleep at night. Yeah, you're drinking a couple bottles of wine. It sounds like you have um, some anger control issues. You have a lot of anger towards your ex, rightfully so. And so we'll get to a little bit of that here in a second. How do you feel the next, 6 months of your life is going to go? Do you feel like you're optimistic that things are going to get better, or do you feel like things are kind of stuck in a rut and you just don't think things are gonna work out or get any better?
I don't see how they're going to improve. I mean, I've lost my family. I've lost respect from some of my coworkers. My friends are starting to not want to hang out as much because they don't want to go out and have fun
Mm,
because they have families. So, no, I'm pretty much in a rut.
okay. Uh, natural supports from, although you've had some loss with your family and your husband and your kids, how about your paternal family? Do you feel like you have a connection with your brothers and sisters, or any type of aunts or uncles, your mom and dad? Do you have any natural supports that can help you, friends that you can reach out to that can support you?
I don't talk to my siblings much about it. They tend to blame me for the divorce and said that I was too focused on work and not enough on my marriage. So I don't talk to them about it. I just put on the strong face. And to my parents, again, I don't want them to see me like this. So I just act like I'm strong and focusing on work and not worrying about anything else right now. So now I just don't talk to anybody except for my one friend who recommended me to come talk to you, but no,
Okay. And what is your friend's name?
Lisa.
How often do you get a chance to meet with Lisa?
Oh, she invites me over on Sunday nights for dinner because her I used to have big Sunday night dinners with my family. That was the one night we all sat together, and now we don't do that. So she invites me over on Sundays.
Okay. So it sounds to me like you, although you have lots of anger, you also have a lot of um, stress in your life. Feel the loss of your family. You also tend to resort to drinking bottles of alcohol or bottles of wine to help you fall asleep. How how is it when you get to sleep and you say you get to sleep and you kind of wake up? Is it you waking up to use the restroom, or are you waking up because you just can't sleep at night?
Um, Typically I have nightmares. I don't really know. I just wake up and I have the sweats, and so I try to get up and drink some water. I don't know. I don't know. So then I have to wake up again and go to the bathroom since I just drank a glass of water, and then I lay there thinking about everything else going on. So
Okay. Uh, if I was to have you rate your depression on a scale from 0 being great and 10 being the worst that you've ever felt, given the last 3 months to 6 months, what would you say your average day is like? Do you feel like you are able to get out of bed in the morning, or do you feel like you ever had to pull yourself up and kind of get moving in the morning? So, on a scale from 1 to 10, where would you rate your level of depression?
mm, probably an 8.
Is this every day or just on average?
Um, During the week it's not as bad because I do like my job, but weekends it's closer to a 10. I don't want to get up. I don't want to do anything.
Gotcha. And what do you think makes the weekend more difficult?
Mm, because I don't have my job to look forward to, and people who, while I feel like I've let down some of my coworkers, people respect me at work.
Gotcha. So your job's pretty important to you then.
Yeah, very.
Okay. All right. Looking at, and I told you we kind of get back to it, and I wanted to bring it back to this point. You said that you were getting pretty angry at the recent events that happened, and so how would you rate your anger? Is it a constant, or is it just when you're thinking about it, or do you just kind of feel like you're always on edge and you can kind of snap at any moment? Or do you have moments that things are going well?
I'm always on edge.
Okay.
I take it out on my kids, and so I know I'm pushing my kids away, but just because I don't, it's more trust issues and jealousy issues of them being with her.
Okay. Okay. So on edge most days. Has it affected your social life with your friends? I know you said Lisa's a good friend of yours. Has it affected your friendship with her? Do you see like sometimes she kind of puts you in check sometimes, or are you usually pretty good when you guys are together?
Mm, she only allows me, she limits how much I can drink at her house because of her kids are around
Okay.
and I have to drive home. But so she helps me in that way, but I'm only with her maybe once a week.
Okay.
a lot of my other friends, they don't, I guess they have kids and they don't want to go out as much as I do.
Okay, so kind of getting back to the drinking, you typically do that in your home, or are you doing that out in
Uh,
at bars?
when the kids are at my house, it's at home. But when the kids aren't with me, I go down to the local bar.
Okay. And then are you driving home after you feel like you've been or drank too much?
Unless I can find a ride home with someone, but
So would you say that most days you're driving or most times you're driving? How often can you find a ride home?
yeah, maybe every other time.
Okay, so about 50% of the time. And that leads me into the next part of the assessment. And I really want to talk about this, and sometimes it's hard. And I know that you've gone through a lot of change recently and you're struggling quite a bit. And I'm glad you came in so we can kind of help you and support you along the way. These are difficult topics to talk about it sometimes, but I really want to make sure that for the sanctity of safety, and I want to make sure that you're doing okay and that you don't have any plans to harm yourself, or you haven't harmed yourself in the past. And so have you had any thoughts about suicide or hurting yourself?
No, not really. I wouldn't say so. Been
Okay.
pretty. I think my anger kind of takes over, and I can't bear the thought of my kids having just her in their life and not me.
Okay. And then I know you had said that you will go to the bar sometimes and drive home about 50% of the time. And so although that's not um, like in although it's not like self-injurious behavior, it is what we would consider to be reckless behavior. And I think, looking at that as something that we might want to help to reduce some of the time that you are doing that, just so that there is no, accidental thing. Because I know it really sounds like, listening to you talk, that your kids are really important to you. You don't want to harm yourself because, although you don't want your kids to be with her, your kids are very important to you. And so not only do we want to look at the recklessness of driving home and getting in an accident, but also like the potential of getting, a ticket or things like that. And so we will, in the next few sessions, we'll talk a little about that as well. And we'll kind of move into working on how to help control some of your anger, working through some of the depression, and really kind of bring things in full circle. And so I'm glad you came in today. And as we get going, I just want to kind of touch up and go over a little bit and make sure that we have everything going forward. And I just kind of want to look at, the sessions that we did here and look at some of the areas of need. And I want to get your opinion to see if these are like where you think they should go, kind of where treatment should go as far as our next few appointments. And so really some of the key things that I think would be helpful for us to focus on would be depression from your recent loss, some of the substance use as far as the amount that you're drinking, and look at some harm reduction and kind of reducing the amount of times that you're driving to and from um, home from the bars afterwards. And really, maybe having Lisa be a part of what we're doing here, so that she sounds like she's a really strong person for you in your life, and kind of bringing her in more so that you have that really strong person that you can connect with when things are very difficult for you. And so again, I appreciate you coming in, and I think that we should schedule another appointment here next week where we can kind of go in to look at more goal-oriented stuff as far as what you really want to work on and what things would be helpful for you. How does that
Okay,
sound?
that sounds okay.
All right. Well, thank you.